We built everything on our property from scratch.
If this stuff leaks, it will most likely cause an explosion.
And until today, it's turned out pretty well.
You know it's bad when now Trent is reading instructions too.
We always enjoy a good challenge.
Ready?
Moment of truth.
Even if this one stings pretty badly.
We have some bad news, but we'll get into that later. What's up, guys, and good morning. We are just getting started for the day. We got Leo loaded up in the car seat. Today we're actually heading down to Mountain Made Vans to do some stuff this morning. We have some bad news about the two-wheel drive Sprinter, but we'll get into that later. So we've been really excited because Mountain Made Vans built this 4-seater, 4-sleeper van that's absolutely amazing, and we wanted to actually go and take it and put it on display at the Mercedes dealer. So I went and talked to the Mercedes dealership. They said that would be a great idea. It just had to pass this inspection so that it could actually be sold on consignment. They would put it on the showroom floor, they would advertise it, they would sell it, and then basically pay us what we wanted for it, and they would take a commission. I was really excited to do this because it was gonna give us some extra advertising that we haven't had through our YouTube channel. Now, we dropped the van off, it passed the inspection, it was all ready to be thrown up on the showroom floor and ready to go, and then I got a call from the salesman. And he said their dealership had actually been bought by a new ownership company, a different set of dealerships, and they were no longer allowing them to sell vehicles on consignment. So we're gonna go pick up the van now. They actually refunded us for the price of the inspection, which was really noble, and I was happy about that, but unfortunately they're not gonna be able to do the advertising for us. They're not gonna put the van on the showroom floor, and they are not gonna help us sell the van, which is a little bit of a bummer. So we're on our way to pick up the van from the Mercedes dealership. We're gonna take it back to the shop, but also we did end up locking down some in-house financing. So if you wanna reach out to us in an email at sales@mountainmadevans.com, we'll get you hooked up. Thanks, guys.
I would like to think that there's a reason for everything and it's not a big deal, but I am starting to believe that maybe the reason is we should just buy this van.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind having this van, except for it could never make it up to our house.
The layout is basically perfect.
Yeah.
And I love it.
I absolutely love this van.
Yeah.
And I know that anybody that sees this van in person is like, oh my gosh, it's a stunning masterpiece. Anyway, those guys are at the shop waiting for us, so we're gonna drive this thing down there, get it shined up, and start taking some photos.
Well, besides the fact that coming down to Mountain Made Vans is always better weather than up at our house, my absolute favorite thing about being here at the shop is the team. We have so much fun with Bryce and Matt. Not only are they amazing carpenters and have incredible craftsmanship and quality, but we all get along so well, and it's so much fun to be doing something that we're all passionate about and be in business together with friends. It's always a gamble, it's a risk when you're in business with friends, and it's worked out so well with us. We have some crazy fun, exciting builds coming up, and the wait list is open if anyone is interested in signing up on the wait list. We are probably booked out about a year at this point, maybe 8. I would say about a year. but the vans are coming out amazingly and everything has been awesome. We brought some pizza down and we're having a team meeting today, kind of going over everything that needs to be organized and preparing for our next build. One of the vans that they're working on right now is almost done and it looks chef's kiss. Let me show you. Hello. How's it going? Good, good, good.
I've got a ton of gravel in my shoes, world on my shoulders, a heart full of blues and in the dirt.
All of our vans are fully customizable, and honestly my favorite part about this van is the colors. The owner of this van picked out the colors and I was a little nervous with how dark she was going on this lower cabinet and benches, and it looks amazing. We might have to use these colors on a future van for ourselves. Starting a van building business has always been a dream of ours, but it turns out starting it was the easy part. Over the last year, Matt and Bryce have worked tirelessly to make complicated sketches come to life, and behind the scenes, there are lots of late nights and team meetings to talk through endless unexpected obstacles. It's been a steep learning curve, but it's been so rewarding, especially when we're able to show customers the progress on their van and see their faces absolutely light up. Hi. Oh, okay. Okay.
All right, well, we just left the shop. We had a great time there, kind of cleaning up. We had some meetings, went over a bunch of stuff with the guys. Things are really looking up at Mountain Made Vans and we're stoked about that. But sun's going down. It is the end of the day and we are heading home. So see you guys in the morning.
We are waking up to some fresh snow this morning. It's a gorgeous day and the forecast is looking pretty gnarly. I think it's like 30 to 50 inches expected in the next 6 days, and today is supposed to be the lightest day of all of them. Good morning!
Hello.
What are you doing here?
Here to play with the dog. Today, it is extremely cold. I think it was -9 degrees last night. We had like a little snowstorm, maybe like 6 inches of snow yesterday. That moved through. Now it's absolutely freezing. So trying to warm up the garage. Dean just showed up. Hopefully we're gonna get the furnace running today.
Woo! Oh my goodness, it's freezing. Woo! Oh, we gotta do some jumping jacks in here. These glasses are so comfortable, I forgot I was even wearing them inside.
Oh, did Frank is in your bed. Frank is in the little dog bed.
How gnarly was it?
I wasn't that bad. I just felt Trent. It was a little bit icy.
Yeah.
More than I've had so far since I've been this year up
Yeah.
there.
And there's fresh snow, right? Did it
I
snow?
thought there'd be more, but I think the wind blew it all off
Yeah,
the roads.
maybe.
Yeah, it just drifts and it's just pure ice underneath.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, that's why you live here. Huh?
Wake you right up.
You keep this back up.
Yeah.
This isn't all that stuff, so we can get that in there. Diameter, is that the right word for the holes?
Yeah. Radius, diameter, and circumference. You pick.
Hole.
Hole.
That's what I was gonna
Right
say.
sized hole.
These are the ones you need up here.
Yeah,
that right side.
That looks correct.
Yeah, look how much smaller that is though.
Yeah.
You can tell. You look correct?
It looks
Looks
good
right to
me,
you?
It looks good to Trent.
That's probably the right for our air mixture up here. I gotta test out this ladder location over here because this is what we're gonna use for the inspector.
Nice.
Today we're working on ducting and heating and cooling, mostly heating upstairs. So first step of the day is to take everything that Dean brought up, up to the casita. Also, the update that nobody asked for is that this fridge is actually working amazingly well. We thought there was some intermittent cooling issues and we would have to do some repairs to it. It's been amazing. It's been like a totally brand new fridge. It works great.
And it's nice and clean. Hello! Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, they can't get out.
How's it going? Good, you?
Good.
Good?
Yeah, you dog's gonna stay.
I've been down so long.
This is a nice new setup. It's a little scary, but it's always a little scary.
It's nice and bright in here now.
Yeah, it is bright. That's a byproduct of our light that we installed here just for Dean. Call it Dean's light. And today we're actually going to be installing the gas that goes to the furnace. Last time we got the electrical ran and the switch hooked up, so we can actually fire up the fan. I guess it's not firing up, it's turning on the fan for the furnace. But today we're going to get the gas ran and we're going to get the exhaust hooked up, which I already did 90% of the exhaust stuff. We just got to connect it to the actual unit. And then we're gonna be able to fire this thing up and it's actually going to heat.
Wow.
Hopefully by the end of the day, we'll get one of the ducts or two of the ducts poked out into the man cave over there so we could turn this on, put some plastic over the door in the man cave and actually heat it up in there and maybe melt some of that snow and ice and make a big mud bath.
Seriously. That's...
Turn it into a man spa instead of a man cave. Actually, it'll be like a cave. It'll be wet and dirty and muddy and maybe some stalactites. You never know.
Just like a man, too.
Cause the devil's on my trail. I've been running.
One of those. It's where you don't want them. It's true. Now I'm gonna stop talking.
That my feet don't work no more. Oh yeah. I've been running so long.
So one thing that I notice about Dean that separates a professional like Dean from myself is that I usually like look at the parts and I try to put it together, and then sometimes I'll use the instructions to like verify if what I did is right, especially if it's not working after I put everything together. Dean actually reads the instructions first, and you would think that since he's a trained professional with 60 years of experience, that he would be able to do this without a hitch, without even
75 years.
75 years. You'd think he'd be able to do it without looking at the instructions, but there's so many different variables and so many different types of furnaces and parts, and rather than doing it wrong, he's smart, and he's probably made mistakes in the past, so he's learned. I'm gonna look at the instructions first.
Well, these furnaces change sometimes yearly of how they do things because they come up with, I want to say their improvement is probably just a way to save money. They just do different ways, you know?
Yeah.
Those engineers don't get paid to make things better. They make them cheaper. That's what they get paid for.
Yeah.
Sorry,
cheaper,
engineers.
cheaper, and so that they will break.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you make something that never breaks, a company doesn't want to use it.
Yeah, it needs to be replaceable so that you can buy it again. Tips from Trent and Dean. Thanks for tuning in.
Honoring grandpas. Those guys on the
Grumpy old
Sesame
men.
Street, or
Yeah,
Sesame
that's
Street,
right.
the Muppets that are up in the
At the theater?
yeah.
As opposed to a clarinet.
And a sawzall. I just wrote it
Every
on.
change
I wrote it on.
has a reason. Baby, let it come.
Use these to turn it inside the furnace. So I'll actually pull that valve back out.
This one's gonna go into the furnace, and this one's
No, that one goes. I'll just pull the valve out.
Oh boy.
Dean has approved Trent to start working on gas lines by himself, which maybe Dean feels confident in this decision, but I don't think Brandon nor I do.
Lives outside of status quo. If you stop
50 VA.
Trent, have you realized that you're still wearing your sunglasses?
Yeah. I like them.
You like them?
Yeah.
That's what Nickelback would do.
We're going to Nickelback. You wanna go?
Nickelback's back?
Yeah, they're
Nickelback's
coming
back.
July 6th.
Yeah, where to? The.
USANA.
Oh, they go somewhere that big?
Yeah. Come on, Dean. It's Nickelback.
passion's gone, we are doing it wrong. Baby, you and I.
While Dean is working on the ducts over there, I'm actually going to be installing the gas line, some of the fittings that go into the valve. So this valve right here actually controls how much propane comes out, and the propane goes through these little jets, and then it gets ignited within like the combustion chamber, and that's what creates the heat. So If this stuff leaks, it will most likely cause an explosion.
Why we are trusting you to do this, I have no idea.
Because I've got a pretty good track record.
Don't over tighten it, Trent.
Yeah, I never would.
That is an issue that Trent would have.
Yeah, over tightening. I keep thinking there's food in there, like macaroni and cheese or
Definitely
something.
not food in there.
Screws, yeah, they look like food containers.
All right, so we've been working away over here. We got all of our nipples connected with 90s, ran out of the furnace and connected to our gas shutoff over here. This is our gas shutoff valve right there. And then we have our flexible tube that goes down to the hard line. We're basically ready. I think we're gonna turn on the gas. We're gonna have Dean sniff around and see if he can smell any gas leaking. And then we'll probably be ready to fire up the furnace. All right, are we ready? The crazy thing is that I think propane runs at like 5 PSI, which is like basically no pressure. There's like hardly any pressure in there compared to like an air compressor or something that has like 100 PSI. So there's not a lot of pressure in a propane system. So if it is leaking, it's usually just like barely trickling out, which is why you have to have like the sniffers, or if you're a really old school guy, maybe you do it with a torch or a lighter like a maniac, but you're not supposed to do that anymore. Yeah, we're just trying to get the exhaust from the furnace connected to our exhaust that goes out the side of the house. And then we'll be able to fire this thing up and not asphyxiate ourselves.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Did you say it's an exhausting job?
Dean with the jokes.
I'm not a dad,
Doesn't stop
but I
you.
sure talk like one.
This is where I grew up. This fresh bottle of glue is
under here.
very potent.
Where's the other one running to?
You got 3 cans out here.
All right, Brandon. Yeah, I'm stockpiling.
It's like a very enclosed space over here too.
Oh, you mean for the fumes?
Oh yeah,
It's very intimate with Trent and I here too.
extra
Yeah, I
fumey
gotta
over
turn
here.
around so my butt gets out of Dean's face.
He's got a belly in it.
That's all right. So do I.
Wasn't easy without it.
Oh, so drippy. That beaver is coming out strong.
You know me.
Oh yeah, he makes a beaver face whenever he's concentrating hard.
It's my spirit animal.
Oh, it's good.
That's all we can get. That's good, I should say.
This is on you if anything leaks.
I mean, this stuff won't leak for months, probably.
But then we'll forget that you did it and we'll blame Dean.
Has to build up some condensation in the pipe and let it run down. And the holes have to be in the perfect spot in order for it to leak.
So we're just gonna call it a success.
You know, I think it's safe to say that we did an amazing job. We got our flue pipe completely glued and installed. It's all sealed up and ready for some exhaust to be fluing through it. And we got our electrical connected. We got our gas connected. The gas is turned on. I haven't smelt any propane, so.
Well, all you can smell is glue fumes, so that makes sense.
Very true. Yeah, I think we're ready to flick the switch and
Wow,
see what
scary.
happens. You ready?
Moment of truth.
Oh, flipped the switch wrong. Didn't work. Just kidding.
Scary.
No power to the zone control for some reason right now.
They flip the switch, they're trying to turn on the furnace, and nothing is happening. So now we are in tense problem-solving mode.
That's always my favorite.
Dun, dun, dun.
Should be. It's only got 2 wires.
And I can't test power because I don't have my tester.
Honestly, as long as there's no risk here of you guys electrocuting or exploding yourselves.
HUN.
That's the only thing I'm worried about.
Yeah, just put these off. Actually, it's either long enough to reach what I'm trying to reach here. So this, for some reason,
Hopefully they can figure out the issue relatively soon.
the thermostats have delays, these have delays, and so you just have to sit there for 3 to 5 minutes every time just waiting to try the next step.
Is that a safety thing built in?
Yeah, it's more just like, if you turn something off and on a million times, you can cause arcs and things to happen. Like the furnace can get messed up if you're flipping it off and on. I'm trusting that Trent wired the other stuff right, because I didn't verify that. It looked like it was good.
That's a lot of trust you got
Looked
there.
good.
Especially for someone who's been drinking glue.
Drinking glue.
It's a lot of trust.
Thank you.
That's so good.
What's this thing down here?
Take 5.
We didn't pick up the...
Have you had these, Dean?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are those the Southwest one?
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really relieved that Dean has to figure this out, not me. I'll be confused.
For all we know, Trent wired this up wrong intentionally so we could spend more time hanging out with Dean.
It's true.
You know it's bad when now Trent is reading instructions too. It's going downhill fast. Basically, you're thinking that some of the sensors are bad.
I think the whole zone control is bad out of the box, because I can do everything. Like we can run the furnace, like right now.
Yeah. It's on!
The furnace is working. Our zone control's got some issues.
You feel anything, Brandon?
Oh yeah. The longest.
Oh yeah.
Is it good? We don't got no zones, but we have heat. Very exciting.
That's actually kind of nice. I'm glad that the middle ones blow so hard because they're so close off the thing.
As soon as you get out of the shower, you can just come stand right here naked and just let it blow, dry off your whole body.
Human blow dryer. Nice.
Yeah, that's nice, dude.
Yeah, Dean.
Yeah, dude.
Yas.
Sick, dude.
I bet it'll
It
work.
needed a 2-minute time delay, and we even watched it for like 40 seconds going, it's broken.
Yeah, so let's just hook it right back up the normal way.
They are trying to problem solve and figure out what could be going on. Zone 1 might have been on a time delay, and we might not have just been waiting long enough for it to turn on, which is a really simple problem to solve. So we're testing it now again. We're giving it the full time that it needs to turn itself on. Hopefully that solves the problem.
We're just impatient.
That's all it is.
Okay, here we go. Let's see if I have to do a delay again.
Dun 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 dun.
Let me know in the comments what's worse, the Jeopardy song or Nickelback?
Hey, there it goes.
Hey!
What is Nickelback is the answer.
What is Nickelback?
Is it working?
Uh-huh. Open. Yeah, success.
Wow!
Dean, how do you feel right now?
I feel like, you know how Elon Musk has like hundreds of billions of dollars and yet his rockets blow up all the time? I've only got a few dollars less than he does. And sometimes the furnaces take a little bit to get everything dialed in. But mine's never exploded, so who's doing a better job?
In the race of Dean versus Elon Musk, Dean is definitely winning.
All right, so we successfully hooked up the furnace. We have our 2 zones operating independently, which is like a really cool thing. Like if you buy a house and it's already installed, it's kind of difficult to like set up zones and change where the heat is gonna go. But if you're putting in a new system in a house, putting in zoned heating is absolutely phenomenal, because like you don't have that room that's always cold or that room that's always hot. You can like set it up on zones and try to prevent that. You could still end up with a room that's too hot or too cold, but we've got the furnace running now. Both zones are operating. We're gonna continue installing some of the ducts. It's been a pretty eventful day.
This is called a fire damper, and it goes in between levels of a house.
Yeah, so if you have different rooms, like, if the fire goes down there, it doesn't find its way through the ductwork up, which would be hard for it to do, but it's possible. That's why they do them.
That's
So
cool.
that has a melting temperature, a little lead, and it just lets go, and boom, spring closes.
It's a cool function.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So we have two of these that are basically separating the man cave from this space up here because they're two separate zones. This is going to be required by code. So now we've got to cut two giant holes from our heated garage into our unheated space over there.
So that Arctic breeze coming in?
No, the heat's all going out. All right, so we've made a little bit of progress. I got 3 enormous holes cut in the wall, and I'm pretty worried about it, honestly. I trust Dean, and he's a professional, and so I know he wouldn't like lead me astray or anything like that, but we've got 2 enormous holes with dampers put through them, and we've got the ducting connected to the furnace now. We just have to do the giant hole at the end for the return cold air, and this is just, HVAC is crazy, man. Like, even if I could do all of this stuff, then once you have to hook up like the air conditioning unit and run the lines and charge the coil and like do all this stuff, it's not something I'm cut out for.
So the best part about someone who does this professionally is they're insured. So if something goes wrong, it gets covered.
So if you're an insurance adjuster and you're watching this because there was a problem at our house, Dean did all of this. I actually didn't touch any of it. All right, well, it actually looks really nice outside right now. Like if you look outside, you're probably like, oh, it looks like a nice, warm, sunny day. The clouds are very thin. The sky was blue for most of the day. And today the high was 17 degrees. And right now it's 16 degrees. So it is like at the higher end of the heat spectrum for the day, but the low is 5 degrees again tonight. So it's gonna get cold, and now I'm like a little bit anxious because we have these giant holes in the wall and all the heat is leaking out of the garage. We have pipes in there that are full of water. I'm a little nervous. We probably should have just like, I don't know, drained all the water out of the pipes, but it would make a huge mess, and it's so cold that then there would be ice everywhere. I don't know what to do, but
Don't worry, guys. I'm still working on trying to convince Trent that that is the best route to take so that we don't waste all of our propane heating things that could still potentially freeze and explode the system anyway. So just wait a few episodes. Maybe we will have the system drained.
we are down to 38% on our propane tank,
Gosh.
hopefully that starts going slower and slower because it doesn't seem like summer is coming anytime soon. In fact, in an episode or 2, we're supposed to get another 4 feet of snow.
Yeah.
So
Good times.
yeah, keep us in your prayers. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed coming along on this adventure with us, make sure you guys show us by giving us a big thumbs up on today's video. Consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Adios.